Good evening, everybody. I hope that trailer is as exciting for you as it is for me. I've just kept rewatching it. It's so good. But yeah, again, big thanks to Gauss for making that one. And it's day 2 of the main event of the GB Hidden Cup. And yeah, after the day 1 set, I think it's clear that this tournament is going to be a very high level affair. We saw potentially a lot of people thinking that maybe we saw Richard going out yesterday, which would be quite a big first round loss for the tournament. And the jury's still out on who exactly Brum is. Today we have 2 new challenges: James Corden versus Liam Gallagher. A bit of a battle of the villains. I think James Corden's probably the least likable person in the lineup, so Liam Gallagher's lucky to get away with that one. Going up against James Corden in first round there. But yeah, we'll see how they can make the series go on the battlefield. And I'll be joined today, as I was yesterday, by Paradox. Paradox, how are you feeling for this upcoming set?
Good evening, Walty.
Good evening.
I think my appetite has been whetted.
Your whistles and appetite are soaking wet.
Oh jeez! Wow. I do take issue with you calling Liam a villain.
Well, okay, he's redeemed himself. He was a bit of a villain, though, right?
Look, Liam is Liam.
Liam's
but
Liam.
But Noel's a dick.
Noel's
like,
a dick.
Noel is so much worse than Liam. I don't know if there's like Team Noel or Team Liam people here. I'm definitely Team Liam. Noel is much more of a dick. Noel is a bad one.
Well, I think at least everybody can probably agree that James Corden is a villain.
He is the where do we get started with him?
I wonder if sorry.
He's lucky to have made it in.
He's very lucky to have made it, exactly, and I wonder if the person who's been assigned that role is happy to play the part, or they've not been too chatty on the Discord. You know, there's been a lot of chatty Cathys on the Discord, but James Corden's kept himself to himself a little bit.
Would have been a good roleplay one for the Discord as well, but
yeah,
as you say, we've not had much from them yet.
Yeah. Well, let's get on to the draft then, and see what we can learn from these players. I already see some interesting things on, well, James Corden has gone for Arabia and Neom as the first 2 maps, and Liam has gone for Chaos Pit and Migration. And this, Paradox, is why I love this draft setup. The players have no idea who each other are, and if you offer someone Chaos Pit and Migration, it does kind of send the message that, you know, fear me. Like, you're already in their head from the very beginning. If James Corden's offered Arabia and Neom, right? So it's a little bit more like, okay, do you want one open land map or a different open land map? But offering Chaos Pit and Migration does just send a bit of a message that you don't really care. 2 very different maps. You don't really care how what you play on. You're happy to embrace what may come.
Yeah, it's kind of a difficult one to know, like, who's going to be identifying maps like that. Chaos Pit and Migration especially, they're not exactly a similar playstyle, but I was trying to, when I seen the drafts like half hour ago, I was trying to have a think who this could potentially be, and I don't really know, especially with islands and Fortress Ban there. I'm not too sure. And then on the left-hand side, Arabia, Neom, and Fortified Clearing. It gives me more like Pelham vibes, but I'm not entirely sure.
Yes. What I'm thinking for Liam is Liam Toady.
Yeah, we did see the migration game in the qualifiers against Pete.
Mm-hmm.
Did Toady have Chaos Pit as well?
Well, all I remember, I swear I saw on Tarsus's graph, Toadie's chart is like the needle is entirely on Chaos as a map type and on nothing else. And Chaos Pit and Migration are both chaotic maps. Islands isn't chaotic, really, and they've actually banned that. But they picked Migration, so I don't know.
We did see Cup as well for Toady. Yeah, I can see Toady being on the right hand side, and Lad Madness is quite chaotic in some senses as well. If you have extended feudal ages, you want to go like a skirm spear forward, which I've seen some players do before. You can turn it into a very chaotic game.
Yeah.
And if I remember right, for Toady, he did pick Fortress, which was they got to the last two maps, but it wasn't the best map for Toady versus Pete.
Yeah.
So I think it still makes sense, even if the Fortress was the last ban there, and then picking Cup, which was the one that Toady did get the win on. I think we'll be able to tell. Toady was very, very in a very clear playstyle from the qualifiers, so I'm really wondering if that's going to translate to the main event.
Definitely. Was Toady the Korean player? Korean Cup player?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's see if that sort of Chaos... I mean, Cup's our game 1 map, of course, so let's see what Chaos Liam or Toady could impart on that and see how they play the map. As obviously, I don't think it's at all nailed on to be Toady. That's what jumped out to me seeing the map draft.
Let's have a quick think about Civs then.
One
and trying to work out what's going to go where. So we got James picking first with Burgundians, likely just going to be on Fortified Clearing.
Yeah.
Don't really see where it would go anywhere else. Italians is likely going to be Cup, right? We've got the hybrid map there. Mine should be Arabia. My Magyar should be Land Madness, which would then give Aztecs and Chaos Pit, which would be nice with the extra gold. And Ethiopians could be a spare civ, or that would actually act as like a last ban to make sure that Liam didn't get it for Arabia as well.
Pretty
kind of nice.
Pretty straight
you have a
down
spare
the
civ,
line, right?
Yeah, and it kind of does look like that, right?
Yeah. I think that's absolutely right. Liam's draft is a little bit more diverse, I would say. Lithuanians are a very good flex pick. I'm trying to look at exactly where they would be best suited. Probably Land Madness? But Fortified Clearing, they got the relic bonus.
I think Fortified Clearing, there's just too many relics there you can make use of. And the same thing for Aztecs, in all honesty, for Fortified Clearing for James.
Ooh.
But Burgundians, I think, is clear and obvious there.
Yeah, and what else are you playing on Chaos Pit, right? I think Aztecs is for Chaos Pit.
Potentially, yeah.
Are we saying Byzantines for Cup for Liam?
I think it makes most sense, because there isn't really another clear hybrid civ. Lithuanians would be the other one. But I think you have to give Lithuanians the edge for Fortified Clearing over anything else. So yeah, I think Byzantines does make more sense than Cup.
Also, but the paradox, the real civ that catches my eye of Liam's draft is Romans. We saw them once or twice, like very infrequently, if at all. I can't really remember a Romans game in the qualies. They're a new civ, of course. And some pro players think they're good, some pro like overpowered. I think Mr. Yo thinks they're really strong. Some others think they're a bit rubbish.
Yeah. It's very polarizing.
Very polarizing, yeah. And because we saw them so infrequently in the qualies, I can't quite tell who would have an affinity for Romans, and it's surprising to me that they've picked them as the first civ after the... So Liam gets first pick after the second ban phase. And I'm surprised that he went for Romans just because it's so rare to see that civ, right? You'd think you could save that pick. Like Franks is a super common pick, and James Corden went for Magyars. So could have lost out on the Franks pick if he didn't want to do that. I'm not sure. Just feels unusual to me.
I'm not even 100% sure whether they get played either. With a couple of civs actually. I think Teutons would be for Chaos Pit for towers. Franks, you would automatically go to Lad Madness for them. Which kind of leaves Vietnamese and Romans for Arabia. But I don't know, maybe Romans could be the Land Madness thing, because that's what Mr. Yo has been playing them on.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that's where he's been playing them a lot.
Ah. Okay.
It could be like Chaos Pit or something as well. Like you're gonna have a nice, strong early economy and stuff. I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna go. But
Chaos Pit with Spearman with extra armor could be quite nice, right? So yeah, something to think about there.
It's definitely something to think about. I think it'll become a bit more transparent as we get into the games with Liam.
Okay. Well, speaking of getting into games, let's get into games. I'm paused for 10 seconds.
It's a damn good idea. I'll be with you.
Are you ready at 10?
I'm not. I should have been ready. I'll be with you in 1 sec.
No worries.
And it is going to be Cup.
Yeah, Cup game 1, yeah. It's got to be Byzantines, right? And I think we're saying Italians.
Yeah, so
Italians.
Kind of straightforward in the civs, in all honesty. It's no big surprise there. And it's a second pick for both. So both players prioritising it in the draft.
I think I like that. If I was playing a best of 5, I'd want to win game 1. Right? It's
game 1 map can be very important.
Yeah.
It can be very, very important.
Especially if I didn't know how I was playing. Because it would just settle the nerves a little bit to know that you've got that game under your belt. It could be it could be like Palace versus Atten, right? And in that case it doesn't really matter. But when it's these really close matchups, like Atten versus Breakfast, we got loads of close matchups actually. Like Cappy would be in a lot of close matchups, I think. I don't think either of these players is Cappy based on the draft, but yeah, there's players here in amongst the pack who will want to get an idea of who their opponent is early on and then adapt their playstyle from there, I think. And so winning game 1 just becomes even more important. Best of 5 isn't a huge series length, so you can't afford to learn at the cost of games in the series.
No, you cannot. You could potentially take a risk with throwing one game, but that you'd have to be very confident on the other maps. Very, very confident. Anyway, let's get into it, will we?
Let's get into it. Yep. 3, 2, 1, go. All right then. Game 1. Here we go. James Corden versus Liam Gallagher.
Yes.
Round of 16. Oh, James Corden just taking a moment to sort out the hotkeys at the start of this game. But yeah, looking forward to this series. And I think we didn't actually look at the brackets, but I think we've skipped over one of the series. So this isn't the winner of this is not going to be playing Brum. We're in a slightly different part of the bracket. But yeah, another round of 16 match today, and this week we'll know all of our quarterfinalists ready to carry on next week. So here we have Italians against Byzantines, as predicted. Makes a lot of sense. And James Corden is on the south of the map in blue, and Liam Gallagher is the north in the red.
And another series where we're getting Cup as game 1. So I think this is going to be a heavily recurrent theme, and just kind of like we've just discussed before, it's likely going to be a map that's going to make it to game 1, just because you know what you're going to expect with Cup.
Yep.
TC's always there, fixed position, you have the pawns, you're going to know where your boars are, you're going to know where your wood lines are, you're not going to have any trees in the front, so it's just kind of nice having like less mitigating factors like as you go into a game.
Definitely. And we saw some players try and use that supposed comfort actually to their advantage, right? We saw well, Carlini is the example that sprang to my mind immediately of the very, very aggressive opening on Cup. And if that's what if you're capable of doing that, especially in game 1 when everyone's a little bit cold, you know, also they didn't know who you are, you just surprise them with a very aggressive trush. You can take them off guard and get yourself a nice quick win. Obviously in Carlini's case against Ted, it didn't quite work out because Ted is a fast player and you had to counteract that, but we've definitely seen that aggression on Cup be rewarded. So the early pick in the series I expect will continue throughout the tournament, but it might be an opportunity for some players to prepare a speedy opening with a fixed position start to make the most of that.
And we do see like early lames on this map quite a lot of the time, but we didn't see that today because both players had boars in the back. So they're fine. So you can see the docks coming up pretty much the same time, a little bit from James. And not a huge difference in the openings for both players. So you can see if it was really going to be nitpicky at things, you can see Williams actually had the houses in front of the TC, all of them. The one that's about to be placed is a little bit odd. I don't know why you wouldn't make it part of your wall. And James actually made his first houses at the back. I don't know exactly where the villagers spawned, but I think it's probably a good idea to have them in front of the TC if you can. You can see their void points out that lumber camp is not ideal. It's a triangle shape and he's right on the tip of it.
Yeah, Atten confirmed perhaps. I feel like it's awkward with that wood position. Also because of the house, right? Yeah, house. That's what Fanji said. Yeah, house blocked the right spot exactly. Just an unfortunate thing.
That lumber.
Oh my God.
That it's like such a perfect triangle. That bit of wood.
Yes, but Paradox, sorry, I just noticed. So this is something I was commenting on in the qualies. Atten does this thing where he sends one villager to chop each tree. Do you see how he's got 3 trees on the go with each one vill? Like, that is... Atten actually does that. And I don't know why he does it, but that is, like, honestly could be a tell.
I thought Atten just doesn't... Hang on, I thought Atten just doesn't micro his wood vills.
Well, he always seems to end up with this situation where he's got one vill chopping one tree. I don't know. I'm probably reading too much into that, but might be something in that.
Okay, both players up to feudal at the same time. You can see we've got minute 25 to go, but there is an extra fishing ship from James. He does have the fish are a little bit cheaper. And single lumber camp for Liam in the back.
Where's this lady going? He's on an adventure with Liam.
Certainly is. And James is tracking the Vel in the meantime. Should be for a secondary dock. Actually tougher to say than I thought. And it might be forward. It's next to the gold here.
Yeah, looks like it. I think James probably should have followed that Vil, right? Just to make sure that's what... I mean, feels like James is like, okay, well, she's going to place the dock there, but he is assuming that. But having lost line of sight. And as we're up to feudal age, we see a slight deviation in the opening now. So Liam with the second dock, and James is going for some land play with a barracks on the way, and I suppose that'll be followed up by an archery range. I would guess 3 on gold, getting out 1 fire galley, but the Byzantine fire galley will make short work of that, I think. Oh, stable.
Yeah,
Instead.
Byzantine fires are always difficult to play against. That is a stable from James, interesting. Second dog coming up from Liam, and 2 dogs versus even like 1 dog versus 1 dog versus Byzantines is very tough. And going for a fire okay, have a galley queued, but is adding some fires in the meantime. So just gonna try and keep the fishers alive as long as possible. Is James. But Liam's adding some more fish on the left hand side now. I'd love to see some walls come up from Liam in this time and just prioritizing water.
Ooh, this is cheeky. The Byzantine outpost obviously has town watch already, so I can see that stable. And it's now adding a tower behind the woodline, although it's not actually ranging anything just yet. With fletching, that will, I think, just about tickle the hills on the woodline there.
Yeah, fletching will be fine, but it's doing sweet F-all at the moment. And James has no idea, but the scout is going to potentially run past that villager.
Yes.
But I mean, he sees the outpost, right? Yeah, he sees the outpost, so it does make sense.
Oh, but the wall's killed. Oh boy. And actually, Liam, I think that is a bit of a blunder there. Tries to quick wall the Vil in, but the Vil is definitely going to go down, and that is a big, big result for James Corden. That's huge.
And that's stolen down the drain. Yeah. I don't know if you maybe commit to sending another villager there, because it's a 90%. You don't want to delete that.
Ooh. Such a long way to walk, though, right?
I know, but yeah, you're not gonna delete it quite just yet. It was actually looked relatively close to getting the dream of getting the villager out, and then walling in the scout, which unfortunately Liam did not pull it off.
Well, we're actually even in Vils because Liam does have the fishing ships up alive with the water investment, whereas James Corden has completely forfeited water. Has added a dock on the larger of the 2 ponds, and actually adding a second. But the Byzantine fire galleys are still just as strong. So switching location won't help James in that regard. I think he'll be hoping to get a numbers advantage on that side. Taking out the fishing ships with these scouts now, pulling away the weak one. Very good micro from James. Doesn't lose any scouts in that and takes away the fishing ship. Really good job from James there.
Yeah, it's micros his scouts away in good time. And Liam did notice these dogs on the left-hand side because of the line of sight. So it's already chipping away in here, and I don't know. Okay, James is actually going to add in more fires on the left-hand side as well. And 2 more villagers are coming forward from Liam.
Yeah, he probably is going to try and just finish off that tower. It's so close, you might as well. James hasn't walled it in or anything. Yeah, we go. Liam is going to just run over there and finish that one up. James is looking for some damage in the base, but with 3 scouts with a combined health pool of 27 HP.
Oh my god, look at the berries. Look how many villagers are there. 9 vils on the berries. Sorry, 10.
My god. Tower is completed, and palisade walls are gonna keep that one safe. It's not actually ranging anything just at this moment. But fletching hasn't come in yet. Oh, demo pops out to James. That's a nice demo. That's a really nice demo.
Yep, gets around the backside. That is good indeed. It looks like both players thinking towards Castle Age Star. You got James, who's nearly getting the res. Liam has a lot of gold in the bank and is likely just going to buy the food.
These villagers.
Kind of like James's position.
You like James's position?
Hmm.
Well, I'm a bit worried for James, only because he's forfeited a lot of the water control, which is quite important. So we'll need to see something impressive on land to make up for that, right?
Yeah, but it still has the 2 dogs alive, right? So it still has a bit of a launch pad there. It's up to Castle Age now. That tower didn't do anything from Liam. James still has 200 stone in the bank, so he can easily add TCs once he gets to Castle Age.
Nice work.
What's the next step for Liam? That's the question for me. Doesn't have the stone now, has to mine it. Only has 3 farms set up. James has 9.
Ooh,
Adding horsepower now.
And Liam's got
Liam got wheelbarrow for 4
production.
horsepower.
Oh, wheelbarrow 4 horsepower, that is an interesting one.
Liam is going to add another dock at home, so definitely wants to contend for this upper part of the map, right? When you have so much gold there, but you do have a lot of gold at home, but it's not super important for this kind of Castle Age time. But you certainly still need to be mindful of it.
At this rate, it looks like Liam is going to be up. It's going to click up when James Corden reaches Castle Age, which is obviously very, very tricky. There we go. Indeed, Liam will click up. Oh, hasn't the second building coming in?
No second building. Doesn't have the blacksmith.
Okay, and James is just going to play it a little bit slower. 2 TCs at home, going to capitalise as much as possible on that chance to build up an eco lead. As demos coming out, no sign of War Galley upgrade just yet. But knights are on the way from the 1 stable, so James, yeah, definitely has a bit of the... Weirdly, because of, like, despite all the docks, it feels like James kind of actually has some map control right now, just because the units are so much stronger than their Castle Age units. And the threat of the demos means that he's actually secured himself a lot of impetus on the left-hand side of the map. And Liam responds by adding a second dock, actually, in the north of the island there.
No War Galley upgrade yet from James. It is cheaper for Italians, but adding TCs. Just wants to get the villagers pumping. No one was so far ahead. I'm kind of not overly impressed with the damage that's being done to the knights, so on the fires. This is one thing you always need to respect the cup. If you're going to go through the middle and you don't have water control, you can lose a lot of unnecessary HP, and these knights started with 200. They've not really done anything yet, and they're both going to die for close to nothing.
Very cheaply, yeah. Yeah, and I love the walls from Liam. I think that is very, very necessary, and he's done a good job to get those up just in the nick of time. And I think Liam is just gonna try to boom at the same time James is, right? He's got 22 on wood, 5 on food. I mean, definitely needs some more farms. Here we go, seeing some more farms, and has hospital in now. But yeah, Liam has not really got a chance to push back on land, excuse me, and actually goes for water there. But War Galley upgrade coming in for Liam, so we'll try to rule the seas. But yeah, these knights are going to be a nuisance once they've got past the island, the sort of pond area of the map.
And yeah, let's see what Liam does. Adding a monastery as well, okay. Has 10 fires out, that's crazy, man.
These are going to do serious work. Yeah, like we've got 5 docks and 2 monasteries for Liam. So, actually, I was wrong about not having any military buildings. Looks like this is the play. With 5 on food, there's no chance to go up to imp quickly, though.
I mean, Liam has biz, but yeah, definitely. I think it's really weird that Liam built up 8 fire ships, got War Galley before revealing them on this north side.
Oh, and loses
it's a lot. It's just a very big commitment there. Like the food you need for villagers, of course. It's just, there's a lot of wood, there's a lot of gold which we could put in elsewhere. The knights might even break in at Liam's base, and only adding a TC now. Okay, it does realise. And this eco lead is just growing, 69 versus 52.
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually not in love with the TC because it feels like the ship has sailed to keep up with the Italian boom. And okay, Liam goes for another TC in the center here, but maybe would be better off spending that wood on farms and going for one TC in.
Atonement. Wow.
Okay,
And it's double bonustry from Liam as well.
Yeah. So monks will be the theme of the tournament so far, it looks like. Has to keep this monk safe. The fire guys are a little bit out of position. These archers are going to kill the monk. Watch out, Liam. Uses that one quite cheaply.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't
James
get
is
the
just
ships
chilling
converted.
though.
Yeah,
Just
James
chilling.
is chilling.
Not really had any sign of military near his own base, like for the full game.
Mm-hmm. There's no threat on land, so hasn't even walled off his base. Goes for a castle now on the marsh, which is a bit risky with demos running around. James, watch out!
Really don't understand this.
They're going for the
Really don't understand this castle.
Oh my god, he got all the monks! 3 monks
And
and
the-
4 archers.
And the archers.
And now the ships run in.
What?
Okay. Can the ships actually take out the fills? Doesn't look like it. Demo goes for the building, but doesn't actually work against buildings, unfortunately, for Liam there. Oof, that was sloppy from James, but the castle will go up, actually.
I mean, do we not just keep the fires underneath the castle?
Ooh, that's a good point. Yeah, maybe.
Well,
you
I mean,
do.
look at the HP the castle started with, because the fire's already working on it.
Oh yeah.
Like, do you not try and force like at least murder holes?
Maybe you can actually.
I don't know why the fires get moved away. To me, that's a little bit odd.
Well, a bit of a shaky moment there for James Corden, but he'll be very happy with the state of the game, I would think, so far. On the way up to Imp, War Galley upgrade coming in now, has 3 docks underneath this castle, so it's going to make a push to get back onto water. Italians obviously get the cheaper age up and the cheaper dock techs, so their fast fire play is really strong. Looks like that's what James is going to go for. You can also go for the cheap chemistry and get some cannon galleons out, so there's really nothing that Italians have missing from their water potential here, and Liam's just chilling with 4 monks by the stone mines of James Corden, waiting to get some damage done in return. Castle going up for Liam is in a bit of a dicey situation because that's right next to the castle of James.
And James is going to be in Imp before you know it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we get the 2 ships here that have the cheaper age ups, or the 1 age up for Byzantines, and Liam was waiting for that second building here. I'm gonna click Imp, it must have been in the wrong TC. Gonna be a decent amount behind.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
It's looking real
2
good for
minutes.
James.
Yep. And actually adding a siege workshop now on the marsh there, so I think that is going to make some bombard cannons or something like that. I think we'll see chemistry clicked very quickly. We've got Trebs coming out from this castle. And yeah, it's all looking in James's favour. Liam sees that come in. Of course, yeah, chemistry clicked for James there. 2 Trebs in the queue. Liam's response now. Fletching on the way from the barracks. It's still queuing up fire ships from the Byzantine docks. So wants to contest the water, quite rightly. He might as well, kill Byzantines, even against Italians. And let's see, James still hasn't got archery range or a stable. So it's entirely dependent so far on monks and pikes. Which is fine, but is an indication of reluctance to commit too much to land army, and now getting a little bit distracted by a raid at the right hand side while Trebs work away on the left. Fast fire ship is about to complete for the Italians, so might try and make the use of this early advantage.
chemistry as well, so bomber cannons will be on the way. I do love that James put that other castle at home just to protect their economy. They got 3 stables now. We're just pumping out some light cav just to try and keep Liam honest and attention divided, you know? We're gonna get plaster, we're gonna get bloodlines on them, so just try and keep the eyes away from the middle. We can see 2 trebs out now, and castle isn't even being repaired, and it is now.
Yep. It takes basically no APM to use these light cav, right? You just click them in, look away. Whereas Liam, his mind is constantly clicking back to his base, sorting it out, sending the spears, pulling the vills off their task. And yeah, 3 trebs working away is pretty much impossible to repair. So yeah, James just really solidifying his position. The thing is for James, he has just waited a little bit and hasn't really got a massive navy. So we're actually seeing Dromons and fast fire from the Byzantines, which is going to be tough for James to deal with, because the early imp advantage for the Italians hasn't actually come to fruition.
I'm really interested to look at the APM at the end of this game, because Liam's giving me like proper Aten vibes.
It does, like, you mean slow?
No, like the gameplay.
The gameplay, yeah. I can see it. I can honestly see it. You were saying Toady was from the draft, but I can see. The thing is, they're both kind of giving me Aten vibes. The lumber camp tell is still bugging me for James.
Oh jeez. Got like double monastery at home.
I love this.
Just try and reply with their own boom. Yeah, gonna have +4 now on the light caps as well, which is nice.
Okay,
Would like some attack upgrade.
Yeah, we're getting squires and chainmail armor. I like this from Liam. You need to make some land units, right? Because look at this, there's so many naval units here. But he really, really, really needs some pikes out on the field. The cavalry are just wrecking his wood lines over and over again.
And Liam's trying to 5-head this one. Had sneak stables down in the south. Which doesn't seem like a great idea playing up against Italians when it can just make gen boats anyway. And we are going to have some helps from Liam now. And of course it's very easy for Byzantines just to shit out some army, which is always nice. Especially when it's trash.
Dromon's putting in work actually on the fire ships. They're doing really well there.
The splash damage, man, it's so good.
This is the thing actually, it's going to be very, very tough for James to treb, because the Dromons are a constant thorn in his side. However, he's getting so much done with these raids. And look at the res collected paradox. I'm so glad this is in the capture age overlay now. 10,000 res ahead is James Corden. I mean, that Byzantines or not with the cheaper trash, like, that is going to make itself known. You can see 2,700 gold in the bank for James. He is chilling.
Yeah, it's a big difference and has a lot of res in the bank. And you can see the pop is dropping from Liam. Did you see the treb snipe the Dromon, by the way?
No, I missed that.
It must have been targeted. The treb from the left-hand side sniped down a Dromon on the right. Absolutely nailed it. And yeah, it doesn't look good. And it's probably not the best way you want to die as Byzantines is to light cav raids when you're Biz.
No, that's the thing. Like, now the helms are out, but it's so late. 66 vills to 146. You know, that's rough.
Yeah, feels bad, man. And James, even lumber camping next to those steak stables in the south, doesn't even care. It's probably like, you know what? You can kill those vills, and I'll just make more army because I have the res to do so.
Yeah, and we see James now turning us through a little bit. Shipwright, Bracer, Hussar, 3 big techs, and it does look like the clock is running out for Liam here because he's under a lot of pressure at home. Finally, the Halbs have sorted out some of those light cav raids, but meanwhile, on water, really, really bad stuff is happening. To be fair to Liam, though, securing this southern pond has just meant that
took out the castle as well, Walt.
took out the castle with the drone ones. Yeah, like that's the thing. Like, these drone ones are beasts.
So there is a chance that Liam is taking some confidence, and I think like 100 pop is really the tipping point where you're like, do I like still play on, or do I start to resign? And I think that maybe a lot of players are like, okay, that's time for me to GG. But Liam, I think, with the caster going down, a little bit of presence on the south side, is like, okay, we'll just play a little bit longer.
Yeah, and why not, right? I like these stone walls from James, by the way, just securing that farming economy. But yeah, honestly, it feels like James just stopped making bills. He's got 150 bills and more in the queue, spamming down farms. My goodness me!
What? Sorry,
like...
the stone walls in the south from James.
Yeah.
That's funny.
They're good, right?
I mean, it's kind of weird.
The farms
like,
I'm not a huge fan of.
It's just the way the farms are being penned in. You think you'd wall to the docks or wall to, like,
oh, I see,
you know, like wall in from, you know what I mean? They're being like, it's a little cubby hole for the farms.
Yeah. I really want James to make use of the pop space he has and make some army. Like, he spammed found farms, and now, okay, here we go. Barracks and stables are on the way on the left-hand side. The game is waiting for him to kill it off, basically. Like, he just needs to make some units. It could even be Hussar, but honestly, I think Arbs would be quite nice. Heavy demolition ship from Liam. That could do some work against Arbs.
That is a lot of demos coming out now. One more in the
They don't even care about the drone mod. They just sail right by and they go for the halves instead. Boom! Let's go. Yeah, tough for Liam here. Back still stuck at 100 pop. 2 bills in the queue is this entire production queue. I mean, I really think he's running out of steam now. Fish trapping the right-hand side was maybe a bit optimistic. Those go down quite fast. And here we go. We've got condos, we've got Hussar streaming across the field. And Improtect coming up for infantry and blast furnace as well. Double blacksmith actually, kind of cool to see. Yeah, I feel like James Corden's got this one in the bag now. 200 pop to 100.
Maybe ECCM is playing. Who knows? Maybe Liam is ECCM.
Maybe.
It's a good guy.
It's good guy confirmed. He's got a stonewall in the hills on the side.
Oh, yeah.
Full grief mode.
I mean, to be fair to good guy, he would at least stonewall. Liam is like 50 minutes into the game and it's Palisade.
I know, the Palisades.
Super weird. It's like, that is super weird.
Yeah, the Palisades is kind of Titanic. He's got the stone in the bank. Okay, but yeah, Liam, I think we'll have to tap out here, surely, because the condo's streaming in. Only has forging, it just came in, and yeah, isn't able to put that one off. Okay, so we see the APM numbers. 44 average to 68. I think 44 is not, it's sort of middle of the road, right? Or is that a little bit on the low side for the players in the tournament?
I think it's like slightly lower than like median.
Okay. 44 low end? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was very impressed with James there. At the end of the game, 25,000 resources more collected. Had a slight tricky moment early on. Obviously against Byzantines, it's a bit tricky with the water, and Liam went heavy on the water. But what really won the game was that nothing too consequential happened. James got up to Castle Age, boomed really nicely. James got to Imperial Age and was just raiding with light cav and securing the center, and Liam didn't really have any answer for that. Had to make something happen a bit earlier, it felt like. What do you think?
Yeah, I think James did end up showing his class in it. And it felt like Liam was maybe just a step behind from that like feudal age into castle age transition. I had a good serve to like keep up with Italians by all means, but I think James does look like a stronger player by a decent amount.
I'd say that's fair. The tower from Liam as well, yeah. The tower from Liam was... I feel like it's a nice idea, but you've got to place it in a location where it'll do some damage, right? And also losing the Vil really, really hurts. Yeah, but okay. Let's see.
Tower in a wood line doesn't really fill you with confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Especially just like one, just like it's so casual and like nonchalant. You know what I mean? Like just one villager forward to tower 1 wood line. It's a bit underwhelming.
Yeah, it's a kind of afterthought, right? Rather than a prepared strategy. But that was game one. That was game one, and that's what happens on game one sometimes. You're not coming into the series knowing you're going to play that map, ready to play it. So, yeah, I think that's interesting. Also,
now we're back at the draft.
Yeah.
I would just say this. Does that look like an Atten draft to you? Because I
was about to say, are we really saying that Atten's going to pick Chaos Pit and Migration?
It wouldn't surprise me.
Is he banning Fortress? Regicide Fortress, maybe Atten's not super happy with?
It's a good question. Fortress
I don't think it's an Atten draft. I don't think it is. The tower doesn't seem like a breakfast move. Yeah, I don't know who this player is. I mean, James, James, I think was definitely a stronger player, but I also don't think James is. I think Brum is stronger than James.
Oh yeah, I mean Brum's a golden boy at the moment.
Yeah, so.
No doubt about it.
Favor Reggie. Yeah, I think you're right, Mo. I think Atten probably would favor Regicide Fortress. But the reason he might not is if he's not practiced it and doesn't know the start and like how to approach it, right? I'm assuming he will have done, but it is it's quite a difficult map from that regard because it's so different to normal start. A normal, well, the way the map plays out is so different to normal. So maybe that's why he wouldn't favor it. But yeah, I agree. He would be thinking that was one of his stronger picks, I suspect.
Well, let me say this about Atten. Atten is not expecting to go through the first round.
Mm-hmm.
He is expecting to lose. Atten is the kind of person that deliberately throw spanners or red terrans into the draft to keep people guessing for who he is. That is the type of personality he is.
You reckon?
So I'm not gonna get too bogged down by the draft. I'm gonna stick to the game plan, finding out who Atten is. I'm still getting Atten vibes here. I can see Atten very deliberately trying to throw people off.
And
at least get something from a tournament and be like, yeah, I got you guys.
Well, I think you're absolutely right that it feels, the gameplay feels Atten-like. Check Discord. Yeah, I see that, the ghost. Yep, I see it. I see it. It's labeled.
Oh god,
correctly.
that's shocking news. I know.
Ooh. Okay, I'm in at 10 seconds. And it will be Land Madness for game 2, so Liam gets to pick, and he's picked his home map.
And we'll get started then in 3, 2, 1.
Yep.
Let's go.
Let's go. So, James, 1-0 up over Liam Gallagher this time. And Liam now gets to play on their home map. They've gone for Land Madness here, which is interesting given the fact that James has picked as his 2 home maps, one of which got sniped, Neom and Arabia. So James is clearly happy to play open land maps. Liam's going for this one here. And the civs are also very interesting to me, Paradox. We've got Magyars for James, very standard civ, whereas Liam Gallagher has opted for the Vietnamese.
But it is an interesting one. And Vietnamese have been buffed a lot in recent months. Their eco is like super strong, which is going to be nice if you're like set up for an extended feudal age. But like I can see the reasoning for it. But they did have Franks as well, right? Which is now trending me towards Franks and Chaos Pit. And
yes, it must be Frank and Chaos Pit. And I guess Will raises a good point actually in the chat about how Vietnamese are quite nice because you can see their TC. So it means that
just because you push deer for so long, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's always a big issue with players. There's like the push deer until like sometimes like minute 9, and that's actually like a common thing even in pro game, and you can kind of have some difficulty in even finding the TC. So that is nice as well, like the TC. They certainly have things going for them, but Magyar's is going to be very obvious as James's choice. We're going to be going for Magyar's are just going to start feudal age very nicely with the cheap scouts and the free attack. So it's going to be a nice window for James to get some damage in.
Where is Liam going here? Like, he's got more deer to push. Isn't beelining to the enemy base, but also isn't pushing deer. Feels kind of weird. Like, he's purchased 3 deer in vision by his woodline, but instead is going for these very, very far away deer.
Maybe he wants to push those ones first and then get the other ones that are closer afterwards, potentially.
Yeah, true. I guess that's
it might just be an order preference kind of thing. The biggest thing is kind of sticking out to me in this opening. It's 2 on wood from Liam and 3 on wood from James.
Ooh. 2 on wood. Is this how you do like a French archer play? Really fast archers?
We'll definitely want to get up nice and early if you've got 2 on wood.
Yep.
So let's see what pop that Liam does go up for. So we've got 3 more villagers in the queue, and we're currently at 17 pops. So we'd be expecting it soon. It might just be more of a standard build from James. We did see 20 pop scouts yesterday.
Yeah.
Could we see it 2 days in a row?
Honestly, I think we will. In Land Madness, it's tough, right? Because of the only 1 boar, it is kind of tough to get the 19 pop timing. Or can be, especially with Magyars. They haven't got an eco bonus. Does make it a little bit trickier, and the deer aren't playing ball. But yeah, there we go. 20 pop. Loom coming in. It's going to be a 20 pop timing. And Liam Gallagher also has 20 population. Goes for Loom now. Sends a lot more to wood on 1 lumber camp. I can't quite tell if this is archers or scouts, though.
This is strange. 20 pop. 2 on wood,
Right.
and we can see. Okay, now the wood line is giving me Atten vibes 100%. Where's this villager going in the north? Hello? Oh, what?
What? Also, why are we not
Dude.
pushing the deer right next to the TC? This is really bothering me. We're pushing deer from Narnia. There's 3 so close.
Atten's trolling us.
Oh my god, Ashton's going for the massive Nikov wall? I mean, Liam? I said Ashton. Is he trying to Nikov wall in his entire woodline?
It looks like it. And James can wall to the edge on their side as well, secure the berries. Both the golds will be forward, which could be tricky long term, but you would be expecting Magyars to be playing on the front foot, at least for the beginning of this game. And this scout is going to hover around the mill and might try and find the villager. Stable from both, no big surprise.
Nice work from James, just to delay that stable.
Yeah. And Liam, for some reason, trying to engage with the scout, but maybe just trying to bait into the TC.
Yeah. Okay,
oh my god, look at the wall now.
This wall is... I think it's actually beautiful. I was going to say horrendous, but I think it's beautiful.
Oh my... Look at the wall to the front. If you think that one's good, look at this one.
Oh my god.
Kinda don't know what's going on right now. Well, and I'll just go back to what was said in the transition from game 1 to game 2. Who would do something like this?
Would Atten do this though? I don't think he would.
You know
this is too on the
You know
nose,
the
right?
answer. No, you know the answer to that.
This is too much. This is too much. This is someone trying to impersonate Atten.
Oh god. Yeah, I don't know what to make of all this. And you can see James. 12 palisade walls in the south. How many for Liam? 48 down. So there's a bit of a difference there. And all the scouts are coming forward, and James is the one that has the momentum. But is Liam going to be able to get these walls up in time?
No. No way. There's no way you're ever getting the walls up. Like, this is... these walls have cost so much wood and have taken so much villager seconds to build. It's actively damaged Liam's economy. And the wood line is not small walled in. So it still has to be a spearman building this wall, and the bill's gonna go down.
Your scouts, man, they're no joke. And Liam built 5 spearmen there, and they've not really done anything. They did get a little bit of damage, but there's only been some chipped off of one scout there.
Yeah, like the scouts are really healthy still. Oh god, nearly running into the spearmen. No, the spearmen are going to do big damage if they can land a hit on this. Oh, don't lose a second build. Do not lose a second build.
Tell me it's not him. Come on. And James does have some idle villagers at home.
There's PopCap as well. Go for wheelbarrow. Was it Liam went wheelbarrow last time though? Oh no, the second build's gonna die. Oh no, it's not. But it might do. There's one weak one over here. No. Pulled away. Actually, the spearmen also get forging as well, remember? So they're doing quite well against the Vietnamese spears.
Yeah, it's really nice for spearman engagements actually, because they're always like guaranteed to win. Oh my god, these fellas in the back. And it's fine. Like, James is just gonna chip off some HP in these Vels and like, I'll be back for you later. But yeah.
Who would make this wall on Land Madness? This is obscene.
And he had the long distance.
Oh, he was in the bill! Okay, let's go, Liam. Keeps that bill alive for now. Nice work with the spearman on the scout as well. So it has a 2 lead because Wheelbarrow came in for James. So fairly even economy for both. You can see that the res collected is about 200 ahead for James, which is basically because there's been 1 or 2 vills building a wall for half the game. But it does mean actually that Liam has actually secured this wall. So, okay, you're playing Vietnamese. You've got a massive wall up on Land Madness. What's the plan? What's the sort of unit that you're going for here?
It's a good question. We do have scouts in the backstory from Liam and James's base.
Yeah,
and like
being annoying.
James is like their mindset is so chill right now. Look, not even like used all of the farming space around the TC. 3 farms on each mill here already, playing very, very comfortable. And I guess both players are just going to rush the Castle Age and open Knights and Monastery.
Yeah. Liam might get there first. He's missing a building.
Yeah, James does have both, so I think James is actually going to click up first.
Pretty close though. To fair play to Liam, despite all the walls. Oh, these spears are actually going to break through this wall in just a second. Okay, no, they're it'll take a little while to do that.
That's what he does need for the building. Let's see, we do have some villagers in the back here, so let's see if we go for blacksmith. Oh, we do have the blacksmith now. Okay, so we're good.
Okay, well yeah, we're good. Castle Age on the way for James. Liam will click it just as soon as this fill finishes. And we'll both be on the way to Castle Age. 11 on gold compared to 8 on gold. 20 on food for James compared to 14 for Liam. So that I'm inclined to say that we're going to see some ranged units. We haven't got an archery range out just yet.
Well, not from James, for sure. We got the second staple coming up. It's not really clear what Liam's going for next.
It's got to be an archery range. He's not got enough farms. There's an archery range.
Okay,
2 ranges.
Yeah,
there we go.
2 ranges coming now. Yeah. Okay.
So, can you go CA as Vietnamese? You get bloodlines.
Yeah, like Vietnamese CA are fine. Is this Anton? It's feeling more and more like Anton.
I don't think it is. I think this is someone trying to impersonate Aston. Like, nobody would go for this wall. Aston would not go for this wall. Seriously.
Oh, this is Fanji trying to be Anton.
Yeah. Although Fanji wouldn't pick Romans. Like, Fanji's too try-hard, I think.
I know, Fanji loves winning too much.
Yeah. Well, the jury's still out. Liam, by no means, by the way, is struggling in this game. Like, I think it's a very unorthodox opening, but he's actually doing he's doing all right for himself. 3 ranges. It's going to be Vietnamese CA, and we've got Bosa on the way. Town Watch as well. James Corden is the first player to add a second town centre, and Knight's on the way. James Corden is playing straight down the middle, like it's the same way with Italians, and you saw from the draft as well. Like, picks the top civ or second best civ for each map in the draft. You know, bam, bam, bam. Plays it very standard. Liam Gallagher is a bit more of a maverick, living up to the alias. You know, just trying out some stuff and seeing what happens. So I appreciate that a lot from him.
Yeah, I think Liam should try out getting in our lumber camp in this wood line.
You reckon? Might be helpful,
probably,
right?
Probably a good idea.
Spent the wood on ballistics instead. The CA massing up behind the walls actually deletes a hole. Oh my god, ooh. Liam, is that what you want to be doing? Jesus Christ. Okay.
Okay, right, it's Anton. It's 100, that is...
Oh my god.
That is 100% Anton.
Why would you run out there?
Don't even have Bodkin.
No Bodkin. Oh my god. Ballistics before Bodkin. That feels wrong. That feels so wrong.
That is an atrocious decision. That's what that is.
Why would you run out? He was doing so well.
really-
He built all those walls and just deletes one tile and runs out.
Yeah, with only what is it, 6 CA with
6
no
CA.
with no bodkin, and look at the good thing has got husbandry though. But
Yeah.
look at the HP, and there's just a couple of night hits in there, and a couple of those CA will go down, and one does. But the HP in some of these is just atrocious. Just trying to use some the CA behind the walls.
Yeah, you could. Oh, okay, deletes another tile. Gonna keep some
Here comes more.
more CA out. I mean, the numbers now have evened up a bit. Good job from Liam. And let's see, have we got husbandry in for James? We do not. So these cav archers are able to run away from the knights and keep them at arm's length. And these CA on the left-hand side are going to run down here and pick off 2 monks, if Liam's paying attention. Very
There's
nice
one.
stuff there.
And 2,
Perfect.
nice.
Perfect.
Okay, I actually collect archer armor before, like, if you go to the blacksmith, you have to see that the arrow, the bodkin arrow is there.
Yeah, that's horrendous.
That is super weird. And now you're gonna get one more gate, nice. And look at all the damage coming for the TC. Imagine James had fledging in his TC, those CA would not be in a good spot.
Armor though, armor OP. Actually picking up some builds quite nicely there. 4-1 KD in favour of Liam, eco KD I should say. And has a monastery up at home and the knights battering on the walls. Could be repelled. The one thing though with Liam, he's built the... Oh dear, the knight is through.
That's ogre.
This is so bad. The monk's not paying attention, gets picked off by a light cav, and the knights can gather around and GG is called. Whoa. I mean...
Can't stop the knights.
Yeah. Can't stop, won't stop.
Yeah, certainly not. And probably sees that James is on 3 TCs now as well, and is like, this isn't good.
I've never seen anybody play Land Madness like that. Like it doesn't really feel Atony though. It feels.
Come on.
It feels Titanic Paradox. But
dude, stop lying to yourself.
Would Atten do that though?
Stop lying to yourself.
I think it's someone having a bit of a laugh.
Yeah, Atten's having a laugh.
Okay, maybe it's Atten having a laugh. Maybe it's both. Oh, I don't know. I really don't know. The deleting the tile of Palisade Wall and running 6 CA out without Bodkin Arrow is just horrendous. Like, I don't know who would do that. I don't think maybe Atten would do that. I don't know.
Fuck says, what is funny about this? Is it funny, Walt? Is it funny? You tell me. You just yes or no.
It's pretty funny.
Is it really funny though? Like, is it genuinely funny?
Well, I think it's funny.
That's why it's Atten.
That's why it's Atten. Oh, okay. Reverse sweep says Mel.
Reverse sweep. I mean, this would be the ultimate mind game, right? To go down 2-0 and just be like, I'm gonna let James gain some confidence here, and come back and just absolutely destroy them. Quick look at APMs: 77 and 55. So we got we do have James as a 70 plus, and Liam was in the 40s the first game, now in 55. For me, that is Atten territory. If I remember right, that is Atten territory.
Yeah. Oh,
Gallagher sent me as on the script.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is. I'd be gutted for Gallagher if he goes out now. I
mean, yeah. Liam's gonna have problems getting out of this set, let alone getting into that stage.
Yeah. James is taking him out for a carpool karaoke at the moment.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's go into game 3. Where to find the draft links? Don't worry, Robo. I'll put it up
Don't tell
on
him.
the
Don't tell him. We will edit it. You don't need to have your.
do it.
You don't need to have your mitts over everything, Robo. Okay.
Okay, let's see. Game 3. Ooh. Chaos Pit.
What map are we going to? Chaos Pit. Okay, so the next home map. And no surprise in civs. These are the civs I said?
Oh, sorry, yes, I got confused because James is now on the right, whereas he was on the left in the past 2 things. But yeah, very standard civs, and Liam Gallagher has changed colour every game so far, by the way.
And we're going for the magenta now.
Yeah. It's a winning colour. It's a winning colour, magenta.
I mean, depending on who you talk to.
Well, Fanchi likes it a lot. Mel likes it a lot.
I mean, he certainly thinks that it's a winning colour.
And yeah, I'm paused at 10 seconds. You ready?
Sure am.
3, 2, 1, go. So here we go. Game 3. Liam Gallagher must win to stay alive in GB Hidden Cup 2. James Corden has a couple games in hand. And we've got the civs are Liam Gallagher as the Teutons, James Corden playing as the Aztecs, as you said, Paradox. Pretty standard stuff for this map. Chaos Pit. It is a chaotic map, and we often see tower rushes and man-at-arm rushes, which is why Teutons and Aztecs are so heavily favoured on this one.
Yeah, and I'm kind of surprised that Liam's not trying to push James's deer. Going off for the last game.
The Narnia deer fishes. I mean, if you're playing against an eagle civ, it's tough, a bit tougher, right? So, because you lose the one-on-one fight, so maybe that's coming into the equation. I guess it is too far, though, realistically.
Oh yeah, for sure. And the eagle does have the advantage in Dark Age with the extra attack, and they can always lose some HP, then go into the TC. If we can see both players going out to Wood Knight, you do want to go all the way to the edge, and honestly, it's like critical that you shift gear your villagers through the wood as well, because you're going to get the access to the stone, or the additional stone, and the gold.
Yeah. Ooh, wow, that's a cool lumber camp. I've not seen that before.
One tile off.
I kind of like it. Makes it easy to palisade wall your bills in. Coma lumber camp, says Darboy. Okay, fair enough.
I am not keen on that wall. It is easier because now you can fit on 3 vills in theory on it.
I think there's some merit to that.
But what happens after this one tile is gone?
Then it's kind of Titanic.
Yeah, it is kind of Titanic.
Tarsus says best Chaos Pit lumber camp.
Okay, bro. Okay.
I don't know. I think there's something in that. It feels like Aston wouldn't place that lumber camp because he would just place it normally.
What are you talking about?
I'm so I don't know why, but I'm so reluctant to believe that Liam Gallagher's Aston.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just too on the nose, right? It's too Titanic.
I mean, this is a very interesting detail with the lumber camp for sure, because I don't.
Yeah, like this is Aston won't have prepared this, and this feels like an interesting strat which he would prepare rather than just I'm going to place it one tile away. Like it's shift you the bills perfectly as well. This feels good. Oh, why am I not so loud? Sorry, let me try and turn this down a bit.
No, you're fine. But James has done the same thing on the other side with his 2 on the right-hand side of his lumber camp. So both making good progress. The mill was a little bit later from Liam. And look at the mill from James. Also went a tile away.
Okay. Are you at 6:15 by the way, Paradox?
I am
20,
a little bit ahead
22,
of you.
24, 25.
I'm going to pause at 36.
Okay, cool. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. So Liam comes in, and Liam's going to be up to the feudal age a little bit quicker than James. 19 pop up. Pretty swift. Pretty swift. And send some more vills out to wood now as well. What's the plan here? James spies this with his Eagle Scout. Nobody on stone just yet, so it doesn't seem like a trush is coming in. It looks like we're chopping out as fast as we can. And... well, I'm not sure what we're doing after that. Haven't got enough wood. Okay, sorry. Haven't got enough wood for barracks because barracks already on the way. What's James up to? Barracks for James as well. Which is to be expected. Of course, Aztecs get a bit more gold, so you can afford to make 3 militia and the man-at-arms upgrade.
Which is going to be super nice on a map where you're typically making trash, scouts, spears, skirms potentially. These walls from Liam are making me feel things.
It is a it's an interesting one. Liam is not afraid to use the palisade wall feature in the game. Used to play mines.
Certainly not. Every game, and Liam's through to the last bit of wood now, and James is already there, and about 20 wood ahead of him.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
The villager's stuck though, bruv. You have to look at this.
Ooh.
And that's so much idle time.
This is the thing with Chaos Pit. This is the thing. You have
James
to be watching that. Oh, it inches forward, but still is stuck.
Oh god. And the difference now with Liam is he's actually opened up the wood a lot more, so you can actually have 2 villagers working on it. I think potentially could have 3 vills if that one did go to the other side as well. But the real action's coming.
Sorry.
The man-at-arms are just about to swoop in from the right-hand side.
Yeah, and this wall from Liam is a kind of interesting shape, isn't it?
It's rather phallic.
It's somewhat phallic.
And even the lumber camp in the villagers is making like the tip. Rather tippish.
We're going to burst out in a moment. And go and mine some gold, I guess. Oh wow, and the scout attacking the man-at-arms through the wall.
100% a feature.
Okay. This axe comes in for James.
Both. Yep.
Jane also, I mentioned the Teuton Tower Rush. They can garrison more villas in the tower, so that's something Teutons can do. There's absolutely nothing wrong with Aztecs building a tower. We've not seen it, and it looks like it's not going to be coming through. But you know, that is obviously a natural accompaniment to a man-at-arm opening. So it's interesting we've not seen that one. Ooh, but we have seen some scouts from Liam running around the side.
The HP isn't good on the walls. It's only 32 HP between the 2 of them. It's not a whole lot, and there's a lot of villagers there. So I don't even know if you realistically find anything, and the spearman's already there from James. You can't stop the chop out now.
This hurts as well. James is through, and is actually going to cause some havoc in the base.
Yep.
Spearman,
one villager down.
That scout. Oh my god.
Lovely. And as long as it doesn't get baited into the TC, the gate needs to be tapped. Those houses will go down pretty fast to the man-at-arms, and more...
Liam! He's running Vils into the lion's den here. What's he doing?
Baiting into the tower. What a gamer. Just kidding.
Okay. I mean, I guess that was his plan, or just forgot that the man-at-arms were there. But look, he's lost 3 Vils now, and the 2 scouts just get destroyed by the spearmen and the 4 Vils.
Yeah. Just way too low HP. And James chilling at home. 13 farms down now.
Oh dear.
Getting so much value from these man-at-arms.
This is horrendous amounts of value. Imagine if this was Arabia. If you get 3 Vil kills with your man-at-arms in Arabia, you're like
very happy.
You're just loving life. And arguably, it's even more punishing on this map because of how open it is in the center. So if you can get to castle age quicker and start pushing up center with siege workshop or even a castle drop. I mean, what's going... Liam, what are you doing? Please stop sending Vils to their death.
I think he wants to get rid of it now, so he's committing. And
Okay.
I would have loved to see the spearmen micro down with the villagers. And how many more did we lose there? I think we lost 1 more Vil. They have been dealt with now. But Liam did send another scout forward and got no value from it. It's been taken out from the spear. Both of them are chopped out now.
Yep.
But you can see the resources. Market coming from James. And James is going to click up very soon. Like, look at the resources for Liam. It's wimpy, wimpy, wimpy.
Yeah, he hasn't even got any stone in the bank to sell. Still missing a second building as well. Massing up some scouts on the outside of the base, but they're going to be walled out of James's gold economy now, as James is on the way to castle age as soon as this build completes. Economy is looking pretty healthy, pretty nice balance as well. Only 4 on gold, isn't the craziest. And has no stone to drop a castle, which can be quite common to see, but 17-minute click up is actually pretty solid, I think, the chaos bit. And that reflects that James really hasn't had that much to deal with at home. There's the 2 weak scouts coming around the side, slightly delaying, but for most of Feudal Age, he was just looking in Liam's base, microing the man-at-arms and spears, killing Vils and causing havoc, and Liam had to respond to that. So it just, yeah, James is definitely in the driver's seat here.
And like, not even just for this game, right? You're talking about the 2 previous games as well. So like, I think James will be feeling very comfortable. And it's kind of like, the games have all kind of developed in the same way, and it's not really being pressured at home at all. And it's going to be up to Cancel Age first, you know, playing on the front foot.
Yep, and he's got the res for a siege workshop. I see 1 Vil coming forward. I think it's going to be a siege workshop and spearman play for James here. I'm not quite sure what Liam can do about this. Has done well to get the food income going though.
And I'm going to click up now, but 2.5 minutes is a long time. Especially if you're going to have like 2 mangonels pumped out, already chipping away on that TC. I do like that Liam has walled off quite a bit of the outside already, which is nice. Some forward walls are also really good to just try and stop that expansion. TC in the back from James, okay. You're going to see some monks against students. What do we think?
Yeah, I was thinking that.
That's a confidence play.
It is a nice pick for Liam, actually, I think about as well, because obviously Aztecs are inclined to go for monks. And Liam could have played Franks, because he didn't play them on Chaos Bit. But I think it was very wise to not play Franks into Aztecs. So,
oh, Spearman and the Ram as well, nice.
Yeah, I love this.
And not just going Ram Mangonel, Ram Scorpion.
This is some big brain play.
And like, it always makes sense when you have a forward siege. If your opponent's still in Feudal Age, it's like, why would you not open a Ram?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's very little risk.
And Liam pulls away everything from underneath the TC there. The ram scoots along to the other side and go for the barracks now, I guess? Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
And
with the spearman inside, the one villager there, and Liam's just going to send villagers towards the back. He has stone gated this all out, so it's going to be very hard to push through there, even with the tower in behind it as well. And more gates coming up. Okay, we are making stone fortifications this game.
Yes, that is true. And also, Liam is going to break through on the right-hand side of James's base and sees the gold mine there, but instant reaction from James. And really, there's not that much that one scout can do, so not the biggest threat. It actually just runs away of its own volition there.
Who do we know who likes Player 6 color and stone walls?
Ooh, Mr. Sanjita. It could be. Trying too hard to impersonate some other people.
Or someone's trying really hard to impersonate him right now, especially with this Player 6 color.
Yeah. I think...
Oh, and losing so many buildings. Did put 2 TCs up in the back.
Yeah. The 2 TCs is a nice one. Only has 2 on food now, though, because so many farmers were lost. So many farms, rather, were lost at the front of his base.
The siege workshop is lame in his lumber camp. Okay, it's Atten. It's definitely Atten. It's definitely Atten.
The more that the game goes on, the more I am inclined to agree with you.
Only Atten would do that to his lumber camp. That is an Atten lumber camp for in for it.
Yeah.
It's almost beautiful. Okay, but Mangonel's right now. 2 TCs booming in the back from Liam. You can see 2 TCs added from James as well. But that eco lead is just growing and growing and growing. And that military lead is still not looking too pretty.
Yeah, so how does James actually kill the game off here? Because Toot and Boom is obviously super strong, and they can just sit behind these walls as mangonels, these lines of trees as mangonels, and be a bit of a nuisance. So are we going to see a tech switch into Eagle Warriors for James here?
Yeah, but it's really not easy to boom when you're like the center space is so good for farms, and you can see it looking at James's base. Like 22 farms down there, and that's all space that Liam doesn't have now. And it's dropping a lot of farms is going to be like Tetris in the back, and you still need to make buildings. You're going to have to make military buildings as well. Honestly, James could win the game by like stonewalling them in and going towers, and it would pretty much be over.
Yeah.
So you've got the mangonels now. It's going to be very, very tricky. But it looks like Liam's going to try and mine up the castle. Where do you put the castle is going to be a bit of a question when you're in this kind of position. I do not know.
Liam trying to run some bills around the left-hand side. A monk also as well. It looks like the monk might die to the pikeman without even getting the conversion off. That's quite unfortunate, to be fair, for Liam.
And the villagers are coming forward for James, so he just wants to pen Liam in. If you see the gates coming up now, I would actually delete these walls and just put them where the houses and the gate is, because you're going to wall out a little bit more gold. And both players going for the same thing on the right hand side, looking for some more walls. And there goes the barracks from James as well.
Yeah, that's a nice barracks. That's a nice barracks. It's obviously outside the vision of Liam. You might find it with this monk though. Sees it with the monk. But yeah, James is just cruising, and I think it's a matter of time, to be honest. Castle goes up for Liam, but it's right in the center of his farming economy because he hasn't even got the map presence to build it, in the central arena, so has to build it in his base. To be honest though, I don't quite know what it's for. It's not for map control, and it's not to go up, so I am a bit perplexed by that castle, to be honest.
It's pretty copium, Walt. Let's just call a spade a spade.
Yeah, it is. It is kind of copium.
It protects the eco.
Thing is, yes, it does, but at the same time, it doesn't at all, because it's right in the center, but there's a lot of economy which is completely outside of the range of that.
Yes. I mean, it's over the gold at the very least, so if you do get units coming in, it will be not bad. And Liam is expanding out to the left-hand side. We can see more stone walls coming in. There's a castle on the left from James, and Imperial Age is on the way. Oh boy. Oh really boy.
Oh really boy. Oh, and the monk's holding the gate open. Oh, but James didn't capitalize. That could have been an opportunity there, I think. For James to run through. He's pop capped at 115 now. Castle going up on the left-hand side as Liam stonewalls it off, but there's only so much stonewalling will help, I think. Has done a very, very good job though, Liam, to get 42 farms up in this galley, very, very narrow area. Has done well with the farms and has a decent food economy now. Only 7 villagers behind Mr. Corden here.
And quick sub to him.
Quick sub to him as well. So yeah, the timings, honestly, considering everything, not too bad. But the thing is, like, not too bad is not enough. You have to be ahead to win. And Jaguar's coming out from James. He's got 24-4 army. Teutonic Knights, obviously quite strong, but I think the Jaguars will be stronger than them, right?
Yeah, Jags kill them.
Yeah.
And our castle on the left-hand side now, so it's going to be brutal. James can have double castle production, can mix in some traps. Got a siege workshop on the right-hand side as well. A couple of Teutonic Knights have come out. Going to deal with the Eagles quite handedly. And Liam call. Why would you call it now if you're going to play like this? I don't get that.
I mean, you're hoping that your opponent's not clicked up, I suppose. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why. Yeah, it did feel like he held on for a very long time and then realized that it was over, but I think it was over for 10 minutes. We might as well try. Anyway, never mind. GG is called, and James Corden takes it 3-0 and moves on to the next round. So the Gallagher semi-final that was written in the stars is denied.
Done. You can forget about it.
And James Corden moves on. So, right, I'm not going to ask who you think Liam Gallagher is. I think the chat as well.
36 APM, by the way. 36 APM.
Ooh. Liam's Aston. Okay. I said I'm not going to ask who Liam is. But who is James? I am interested to hear chat's opinions on James and yours, Paradox.
Ooh, it's a tough one.
Hard to say.
That is a tough one. Let me just take a quick look at the draft. Arabia fortified clearing. Again, I don't feel like it's a top player. But that being said, I don't think there were. I also don't feel like there were. It's gonna sound bad. I don't think they were tested that much by Liam. Like, it felt like it was cruise control and not needing to go like play their absolute best. You know what I mean? So it could have been someone a lot. It could have been someone a lot better as well. It's hard for me to tell.
Oh yes, I remember before the series saying that I thought maybe Toady was Liam. Don't think that at all. Ted, I was thinking Ted in my head, I feel like Neom and Arabia are Teddy maps.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I'd be like, I'm kind of like in like a Ted Cats kind of category at the moment.
Ooh,
but
Cats,
I think Ted's not.
yes.
I don't think Ted's a bad shout.
We'll have to wait and see. We're going to get to see James Corden again in the quarterfinals, and we'll have to see if we can figure out anything more about James Corden's playstyle there. But yeah, I think when you play against someone your level, it brings out the best in you. I feel like we haven't seen the best of James Corden yet. I feel like he was a little bit above Liam Gallagher there.
Mm-hmm. I'd be very surprised if Liam wasn't that. Let's just come on.
Yeah. Or it's an excellent impersonation. I just the
Oh yeah, exactly right. Or yeah, that's a very, very good impersonation. Someone is trying
the walls on Land
to do that
Madness,
deliberately.
like the walls on Land Madness are obscene.
I know, but
yeah.
I think there is potentially a couple of people that would not care too much about the result and would try and mind game meta there.
Names are
I
because they're
got
playing
you
at the
guys.
same.
There's a couple of them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks very much, Paradox. Another cool series. And yeah, I just love watching these sets and co-casting with you. It's great fun. And I'll be back on Thursday. Tomorrow there's no stream, but Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we will be finishing up the round of 16. So thanks, Paradox, again. Thank you, everyone in the chat, and hope you have a great rest of your evenings.
Yeah. All the times on Wikipedia, if you're wondering, 19 GMT though, most of them, but all the times are there, so check Wikipedia, my man.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Is it time for a trailer watch?
Ooh, yes, let's finish with the trailer watch.
I'm Hermione Granger. And you are?
I'm Danny Dyer. Playing hard men and acting tough has been my bread and butter. But now I've got a new role. I'm going to be tracking down some of the most feared men in the country.
No, I've always thought I was godlike, from the day I was fucking born.
Well, I've never heard of you.
I'll be up to my nuts in some guts.
I didn't even know he was here. I didn't know he was here. I don't know where he is.
Fuck up, fuck up, fuck up, fuck up. Get out!
Everybody just fucking calm down.
Listen, don't mention the war. I mentioned it once, but I think I got away with it all right.
You know, come on.
Challenge. Begin. What have I got myself into?
I am fucking shitting myself.